So I'm here to continue my reaction to the WSOP 2025 WSOP $1,000 lays event here. This is another part, the final part. It will be, unless this goes over 15 minutes. I'll make a final part. But this is, we have Okamoto with from Japan with 23,925,000 chips. Alcorn with 3.45 million. And blinds are 100 in the small and 200 in the big, and you're switching off blinds every time. There's 200k big blind ante. So let's go see how it is. Okamoto has Jack 10 offsuit.
I do talk to pros and I ask them that question. What's key? What do you see in amateurs that's kind of a leak point? And they say they play too many hands and the patience paid off, and then we should see what happens, as Natalie was saying.
Alcorn folds in a small blind. And Alcorn gives away the small blind.
You have to defend if you want to play correctly in the stage of the game.
It's so hard, yeah.
Even that Queen 5 offsuit being too strong to just open fold. I think in these, in the big blind ante affects things as well, because that puts that extra money into the pot that you really want to fight over.
The more you play heads up, and it is, I think it's a quick learning curve too, because if you're a student, and once you start feeling what works and what doesn't, there's really an acceleration point for that too. It's like, I can play this hand, right, that I would never play before.
Ace trig, great jam there by Heather, as she realizes that's a go at this point. The thing about heads up is you just keep getting hand off, and that can be difficult, even though we know that both of these players like to play hands. We're going from, the VPIP of Heather, I think it's 45% of the hands that she was playing was 45%. And now, maybe it should be 90%.
Correct. It's a huge mental adjustment. And it does advance your game on all levels, I believe, too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, heads up is very good because it teaches you not to tilt. I think when you play heads up, you're going to be in a hand, and if you play it badly, or if you don't, let's not say badly, let's just say you didn't play it as well as you'd like to, or maybe you got unlucky. Guess what? You're in another hand right away, so you better get all that
right? Yeah,
negative mojo out of your head.
Compartmentalization is what you need. Exactly.
Yeah.
And conversely, you can learn to play less than premium hands as a winning hand, and you can take that into your full ring game to a degree.
Now Okamoto did fold the 4 deuce off, so that is an example of a hand that's folding. The 4 deuce, 3 deuce, 7 deuce, those types of hands, but not many other ones, I'm going to tell you. She's getting a 10 deuce, I don't think she's folding it, and that's not a tribute to Texas style. That's because she thinks it's good enough.
It's a tribute to the 10.
There you go.
Yeah, deuce.
And
Yeah.
speaking of deuces,
I think you're folding that.
Jack
Yep.
deuce along them. And it's interesting because when Heather deals, when she dealt at the World Series, it was a lot of times at the final table. So you were seeing a lot of players play hundreds of hands, and she's seen what wins, what doesn't. It's more than just looking at charts and everything. She has real life experience witnessing what works, what doesn't. So maybe the Jack deuce plays into that.
Yeah, she's really looking for hands that she wants to jam against the
Sure.
15 bigs now.
Does she not want to see flops at this point? It's just like jam or nothing. It's all in her fold game for her.
I don't think it necessarily. I don't necessarily think so. But interestingly, she doesn't jam this King 9 suited, which she jammed an Ace 3 off earlier. This one she decides to check that.
Ooh, she got up.
It's fine.
No, she got dead.
She was gonna get called, so I guess it's good for her that she did it. Okamoto wasn't folding Ace 6 suited in the way.
You have nothing there, yeah. I can see folding that king 9 off suit.
The
Or king 9.
poker experience of the World Series happening right now. If you want to see the second scheduled pitcher, and sure.
Okay, I just had to get rid of it because they had
So I guess he's going to be in an upcoming episode. Not that episode, but
So it's the big game on 2. Ace Jack Deuce.
Ace, Jack, Deuce.
And Okamoto has 10-6. They both check. And Alcorn has king 3, king 3 they call it. Of spades. And Alcorn bets 10-6. Wow. That's Alcorn 4 king high. I can see that.
down to 11.
Going king high though, you're not like think someone has it, on the turn. The extra 2. You might get 2 pair. We might get like
The percentage of chips that you can pick up by jamming go up as your stack goes down. So,
Yeah, at this point, the M, how many hands do you have left? Like, more to play with. The small blind is big relative to her stack.
the M and old school Dan Harrington concept. And you just go all in with the king jack offsuit. It needs to fold from Okamoto. We do something.
yeah, I can king jack would be a good hand to show with.
I mean, some people will say just have Okamoto jam every hand because she'll win eventually 1 out of 12, don't she?
How boring
She'll
is
get a customer. No, it doesn't work that way.
I mean, if you think your opponent's not calling correctly, that is a strategy that you can do. But, like, jamming every hand.
Not that
But
way.
I think she feels like there are
That's
different
fine.
ways to go
And
about
then
things. And that she also will have a lot of success with limping the button and playing post flop and calling correctly. Or calling correctly to jam. So that appears to be her strategy.
We're doing that on purpose, obviously.
Oh, I'll put a 9.
Pocket nines. Can she get a customer? Yes, she can. All card with ace deuce. All in and call. Okamoto with a huge advantage with a pocket pair. That close to back-to-back.
Okamoto has both black 9s. Alcorn has ace of diamonds, 2 of spades.
The cards just the way she likes them at the World Series final table that she has done for so many years.
Look at that bracelet up for grabs. Can the nines hold? And give her back-to-back bracelets, Okamoto.
Alcorn looking to keep it going, finding an ace would be primo at this point, but nothing there in pocket nines.
Alcorn
As you
needs an
see
ace.
Heather tell the story.
Backdoor straight draws. Can she hit a juicy turn?
Okamoto calm as usual. The turn card comes out. Ah. Gets a little more interesting.
Now she needs a queen. She has 7 outs.
To the better straight on the end. It's the tray of clubs, and that will do it.
And that will do it. Okamoto wins a $1,000 WSOP Ladies event. $184,094. She'll take back with her to Japan. Obviously that's US currency, but she can get that converted over to Japanese currency. And yeah, that's a big win for her. And then Heather Alcorn, the dealer, got second at this ladies final table. So what a game! What a play by Okamoto right there. Heather was waiting for him. She could jam, and then, but there were some good hands she could jam, but Okamoto didn't get a jamming hand either. But then finally, when Alcorn got okay jamming hand, Okamoto was like, got decent hands. When she called more than just a min, it's like min or something. The min call, it's like you kind of have something. that was a pretty solid hand. So that was a nice solid win by Okamoto to take it back-to-back $1,000 leads events. So what a win for Okamoto right there. Next up, now we have the $10,000 main event buy-in for the World Series of Poker on now. But that was, I just forgot to do this. I didn't know how much there was left in it, but that was it though. But I figured it was getting close to the end, and it was. So that's it for the WSOP $1,000 leads event reaction from Poker Go. It was on Poker Stars as well, but I watched it on Poker Go because it uses like the WSOP. Poker Go one is the actual feed from CBS Sports Network. You know, that's the actual CBS Sports Network feed. So, as you can see, having like the CBS Sports Network like inserts laid in, and they didn't start with 9-handed; they start with 7-handed. So, yeah, and it's for like the TV special. You know, where they have like that's 4 hours and like 20. 4 hours of like stuff with the breaks, the few bathroom breaks. You can install like 4 hours. 4 hours. Maybe you can install like an hour for TV or or a couple parts for TV. Like maybe 90 minutes of extra showable stuff, and then half hour commercials and 45 minutes. Maybe 2 parts or 1 part. We're kind of like the TV hand. The TV specials they have that are an hour long. Things are condensed down to like 48, like 50 minutes. It might be something like that. So. Yeah, that's it for the WSOP $1,000 leads championship. If I see any more events I want to show with you, poker events or other things, I'll react to. I'll do it somewhere. That was kind of fun. But I'm not gonna do like the big. I like the niche events, kind of like the seniors, the women, the ladies, kind of like those events the best. So if there's something else like that I can do, I'll do one.